talk a little bit about Adar, because you brought something up to me and a theory that I'm wholeheartedly agreeing with you on. I don't think
Oh,
this guy's a bad guy.
no, he's not a bad guy. And this isn't even a theory. This is just my stance on the show. I found myself on Team Orc and Team Adar specifically the whole time. Didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't see anything wrong what he was doing, because by the end of it, we basically learned that he was tortured into being this. It's not like he chose
Yeah.
to.
No,
So he
exactly.
like some forced conversion therapy by whatever dark lords. And we also learned by the end of it, he kills Sauron, or at least he thought he did, right?
Yeah, he actually thought he killed Sauron. But yeah, none of this is his fault. And the orcs, it actually extends to them too. It's not like they chose to be who they are or whatever. They're like constructs and they're pale as hell. Yeah,
Well,
they're victims. I'm getting ahead of myself here.
they want their own land, right?
Yep,
I mean,
they do.
a two-state solution could be in order in the Southlands, right?
Right, yes. Well,
Yeah, I
Southland-
don't see that. And I feel like there's some people really dragging their feet on this negotiations. Oh, so you don't like the method of them putting elves and humans in slave labor so they actually can see how it feels to be a lesser species, for once? Like, boo-hoo. Like, get over it, guys.
He is an elf. He can do that if he wants to. He's an elf.
He's been on both sides.
You can put elves into slavery. Yes, he's been on both sides. He was a very fine individual when he was on both sides of this equation. And yes, okay, maybe the method of turning the entire Southlands into Mordor by means of, explosions and death and whatever. I get where that's a little harsh. That's the one credit I'll give you against Adar. Literally the only credit. But aside from that, I think there's nothing wrong with him wanting a little bit of his own land to, put his feet up, sit back in his nice, relaxing, rocking chair. Dude, Galadriel.
No sun.
And
be perfect.
Right, no sun. Galadriel and her band of misfits, like on the hunt for this guy all the time. They have no idea if Sauron's still alive, but Galadriel, dude, she is a super bitch. And she has no idea what's going on. She's actually hunting Adar. It's just a coincidence that Sauron happens to be alive as well, which to Adar's dismay. Like, thanks, Galadriel. I hate her.
Dude, don't get me started on Galadriel, who's just the Mr. Magoo of the elven race, right? She's just fumbling her way into successful, or at least I shouldn't say successful, into the right situation where she should open her eyes and be able to be, I don't know, have some agency within the plot to divert it in a direction that she wants to, but instead now she's like promoting the antagonist point of view, right? But from the beginning, we get the bad view of Galadriel, who's forcing her people all the way up into the mountains for how many years she's been searching for Sauron.
Yeah,
right?
they lost
and
a
this
lot of
guy,
them up there.
and this guy's just, keeping his people in the shade. They're all chilling with the group,
They have sensitive skin. Like, okay, I'm so sorry. My people have super sensitive skin. Imagine a race of people in real life. If their skin touched the sun for 30 seconds, they're risking skin cancer now, like full body skin cancer. And this guy wants to give them a place with some shade. And you're trying to kick his ass for that. Like, are you serious? I just think that he got a bad rap in this show, man. Like, they definitely portray him as the villain, and you're supposed to be rooting against him this whole time. But I just didn't. I found myself rooting for him. That doesn't extend to his little minions, by the way. Like that old man shitter who's like a Sauron fanatic, I don't know what his deal was, but
you're talking about for the humans, that he was just like, I'm ready to go back on the bad guys.
Yeah, immediately he's like, "Are you Sauron?" Saying that to Adar, and it's like super insulting to Adar for him to actually say that, which is cool. But yeah, the human's kind of a shit sipper. And then that kid as well, who was like this annoying character through the whole thing. He ends up getting that weird sword key thing, for a while.
About Theo, that girl's son?
Yeah, the girl's son.
Yeah.
Father unknown. And yeah, I didn't care for him either. Like that whole dynamic duo between him and the old man, didn't care for it at all. But I don't think that poisons Adar's reputation at all. I honest to God felt bad for this guy the whole time. I think that the only thing wrong is that he destroyed the entirety of the Southlands. That's the only thing I see that he did wrong. And I love this actor. I
do love this actor too. Also, I don't think Adar made the order for the humans that changed sides to go back to the orc side instead of with whatever you want to say, elves, the good guys side. I don't think he ordered those humans to put on those orc costumes and to attack the village. I think they just took it upon themselves. He's like, hey, yeah, you guys are good here to chill. And they're like, okay, well, are you guys using those costumes? Adar said, like, no, I guess not. We're in the shade over here.
I guess
they just took it upon themselves, dude. Trying to show some initiative, and he's like, "Okay, I guess we'll follow them back. We're following them into battle."
Yeah, they're a bunch of tryhards, dude. They're literally a bunch of tryhards. I'd be actually so pissed off if I was Adar. He's trying to run a tight ship. Meanwhile, he has the fucking idiot patrol orc brigade going, and then the humans come along, and they're no better. They're arguably stupider than the orcs. So yeah, I feel bad for this guy.
Oh, dude, he's trying to make a wish foundation, build them a land that they can have by themselves. These guys are really trying to screw it up for them.
Right. Yes. And listen, let's just be thankful that he survived, because I'm not even joking about this too. He is my favorite character in this show, and the show sucked. Okay, we think the show sucks. Yeah. It's nothing new, but this was the best character I think in here. The first time they showed him, and it was kind of an ominous reveal when he's walking down in that cavern where those two other elves were being forced into slave labor. I was actually excited to see the reveal of who this guy was a little bit. There's not much to be excited about in the show, but I was excited to see it. And then later on, I think is episode 6, when we get like a battle moment, right? Or like that battle episode before, I think it was 6, right? That was probably the best episode. And I was kind of hyped to see what this guy was going to do. And it kind of did disappoint, or whatever. But that's just writing. I don't think his character was that bad. I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see what happens with him in the future. I think he could be a cool turncoat. You know what I mean? Against Sauron. Be cool.
He's being recasted in the upcoming season 2. So sorry to break the news.
Yeah,
but
thanks a lot. I hate this guy now.
Also, I think he wants to be called an Uruk, right?
Yes.
And Galadriel just does not reaffirm that, which is very not okay.
Yeah, it's regressive. It's regressive. She's not willing to address him by his preferred name.
Also, is there a thing where we see very dark-skinned orcs later on in the Lord of the Rings series?
In the timeline, yeah.
Right. Is he just being a bigot, or have they not been developed yet? I'm wondering how this is working, right?
I don't know either. I'm not sure. Okay, in the Lord of the Rings was like the whole no sunlight thing a huge point.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember that. I know. I didn't think so either. So I guess maybe that they needed. I'm trying to think of
get some melanin. Reason. Right, maybe they get melanin later, right?
I think over time, and maybe at first they were trying to think of a secret. I feel like somebody just had a fetish for like a forest sequence, and then the good guys leave the forest, and they needed to write a certain way that the humans or the good guys couldn't be pursued by the bad guys, right? So, okay, the orcs are super pale in this, and they are unaffected by the sun. Doesn't really carry over that well to the Hobbit, though, when they have like the lead pale orc, and he can exist in any environment, right?
Yeah, it's not a good look. Kind of gives me white nationalist-like vibes, maybe.
Oh, absolutely nationalist, dude.
Yeah.
Their land before everybody else's.
He wants his land, but I don't think he's building walls, right? It feels like it's very open. Like, come on in if you don't want any sun.
Yes, it's true. He's building no walls. I mean, a wall of smoke, I guess, but I don't think that counts. If you can survive the environment, you welcome in, baby. And by the way, Galadriel, overpowered, dude. She can breathe smoke like it's pure oxygen. What's going on with that?
Awesome. What a cool ability.
Super badass. I hate her.
Well, also look at his face. He almost has these like fake Hollywood female cheekbone implants. So I don't know what's going on there. Do you think that was like part of his transformation too? He kind of looked normal. Like, we're making you look like you're trying to, like you're a 40-year-old actress aging out of her prime. He's like,
oh, so what was their goal in doing that? Who's trying to do that? Like Sauron did that to him, or what?
Oh, whoever was. Remember, because they were saying he was an orc that was tortured. So I don't know who the torturer was, but at one point they're like, "You're getting some cheek implants, my guy." And not the ones you want, you flat ass
implants. One of those Brazilian ones like Cardi B got, man. Almost kills him.
Finally, I can get that dump truck I always wanted. Like, sorry, Adar, it's all in the face.
Well, dude, see, this keeps him in submission and keeps him in subservience, because not only does he think in the future maybe there's a prospect of him getting those butt implants eventually, but he's super self-conscious about his flat ass this whole time. So he has no choice but to submit. Like, Sauron, whoever's barking orders at him. And at first he's like, well, I don't really want to do that. But he's like, get your flat ass moving. And he's like, oh, okay.
He knows it's true.
It kind of kills his confidence, so he has no choice.
Well, if you haven't already, slap that flat thumbs up button, right? Like the video.
Strangely flat.
Also, that flat subscribe button. Smash that as well. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this as we talk about, I don't know, our favorite parts of these TV shows that are not good.
Not the best.